नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिवसमारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus from all over the world, all the Sarvanyapita, Kartas, Yajamans, Manifestors, Shri Mahans, Mahans, Kotaris, Tanidar, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasas, E-Gurukul students, Kailasas, NHU students, and the thousands of Paramashivoham level 2 participants who have logged in from all over the world having Nayana Diksha, Inner Awakening graduates, all those watching us live on Kailasa TV, Enlighten app. I welcome every one of you with my love and respect.
Nityanandam. The celestial celebrations of the celestial wedding of Shri Meenakshi Devi with Shri Somasundareshwara Swami is celebrated in the form of Chittirai Brahmotsavam every year. Tomorrow is the first day of the Chittirai Brahmotsavam, which starts with the Dhwajarohanam tomorrow. The Adi Kailasa Nityananda Peetham and San Jose Madurai Sarvajna Peetham are celebrating this Chittirai Brahmotsavam from tomorrow. We, all the Sarvajna Peethas, offer our Dandavat Pranams at the feet of His Divine Holiness Swamiji, and with love, prayer and devotion pray to His Divine Holiness Swamiji for his choicest blessings to be showered upon all the beings in this whole cosmos on this occasion of Chittirai Brahmotsavam, and we humbly offer our invitation at the sacred divine lotus feet of His Divine Holiness Swamiji for the Chittirai Brahmotsavam. We, all the Sarvajna Peethas, offer the Mandagapadi at the sacred divine lotus feet of His Divine Holiness Swamiji on this auspicious moment. Om Nityanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadhilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatītam Tirgunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om Na Karmana Na Prajaya Dhane Na Tyage Naike Amritatvamānasuhu Parena Na Kannihitam Guhayam Vibrajate Tadyatayo Vishanti Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitartha Sannyasa Yogat Yataya Shuddha Sattvaha
ते ब्रह्मलोके तु परान्तकाले परामृतात् परिमुच्यन्ति सर्वे
दाह्रम् विपापम् परमेश्मभूतं यत्पुण्डरीकम् पुरमध्यसग्रस्थम् तत्रापि दाह्रम् गगनम् विशोकस्तस्मिन्यदन्तस्तदुपासितव्यम् यो वेदादौ स्वरः प्रोक्तो वेदान्ते च प्रतिष्ठितः तस्य प्रकृतिलीनस्य यः परः स महेश्वरः। श्रीकैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ श्रीमीनाक्षि सुन्दरेश्वराभिन्नस्वरूप परशिवपुत्ररत्न कुमार गुरुमण्यतुल्यावतार श्रीपार्वतीस्तन्यपानलब्धदिव्यज्ञान विश्रुतसकलनिगमागमसारभूत द्राविडवेदप्रवक्तृ श्रीमत्परमशिवकरुणासमधिगत मुक्तामयचतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्रचामर श्रीचिह्नकाहलादि समस्तबिरदावल्यलङ्कृत ज्ञानविज्ञानचक्रवर्ती सर्वजनसङ्घ सद्यो निर्वाणदीक्षाव्ययापवर्गवर्ष विश्राण जीमूत परमतकलभकेसरी शैवसिद्धान्तस्थापनाचार्य श्रीराजाधिराज पाण्ड्य महाराज गुरु क्षपणशाक्यादिमहान्धकार निवारण ज्ञानभानु वीक्षणानर्हार्हध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद्वृषभध्वजस्थापक शैव समयकर्तृ सर्वज्ञपीठारूढ श्रीजगद्गुरु श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्धदेशिक स्वामी वागीश सुन्दर माणिक्यवाचक स्वामिनाम् अवतारभूत श्रीज्ञानसम्बन्ध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामलापीठ सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रिनवत्युत्तरद्विशततम गुरुमहासन्निधान अरुणगिरियोगीश्वर परम्परागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञपीठ गुरुमहासन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत काञ्ची कैलास सर्वज्ञपीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तरद्विशततम गुरुमहासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्यमङ्गल नित्यकल्याण नित्यरजित कैलास परम्परागत आदिकैलास नित्यानन्दपीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठकर्तः साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परम्परागत वैवस्वतमनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चन्द्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचन्द्र शूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ति परम्परागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मण्डित चतुष्षष्टि सम्प्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्मशासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञपीठ सुराङ्गी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूडामणे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणि पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामण्डलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव सिंहासनाभिषिक्त समस्त गणनायक श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्ग पुर स्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परम्परागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ जगद्गुरो श्रीकैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्रीकैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रीलश्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिन् अत्रागत्य परिपाल्य च अस्मान् विज्ञानवितरणेन विजयी भव जय जय। ॐ धूर्वसिधूर्वधूर्वन्तन्धूर्वतयोऽस्मान् धूर्वदितन्धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वामस्त्वं देवानामधिष्ठितं पप्रितमञ्जुष्टतमं वह्नितमं देवभूतममहृतमधिहविर्धानन्दृगम्हस्वमाक्वार्मित्रस्य त्वाचक्षुषः प्रेक्षेमाभिर्मा संवित्था मात्वाहिगुंसिषम्। ओम श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि। ओम उद्दीप्य स्वजातवेदोपघ्नन् निरृतिं मम पशुगश्चमह्यमावह जीवनं च दिशो दिश मानो हि गुंसीज्जातवेदो गामश्वं पुरुषं जगते अभिभ्रदग्न आगहि श्रिया मा परिपातय। ओम श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। एकहारती दीपं संदर्शयामि। ओम अमृते अमृतोद्भवे अमृतवर्षिणी अमृतं श्रावय श्रावय स्वाहा। ओम श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। नानाविधानि नैवेद्यानि निवेदयामि। ओम न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तम् अनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति। ओम राजाधिराजाय प्रसह्य साहिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो दधातु कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। आरात्रिकं समर्पयामि भगवच्छ्री नित्यानंद परमशिव चरणकमलेभ्यो नमः। ओम नित्यानंदम।
रुद्रताण्डव शैलगिरिशा नित्यभुरि नित्या नटन शंकर ज्योति विश्वा नित्यभुरि नित्या दामोदर प्रभु
It's a wonderful announcement, news. From tomorrow the Chittare Brahmotsavam is starting. All over the world, we will be celebrating Meenakshi Parashakti's Leelas and her coronation, Kalyanotsavam, all the sacred celebrations, rituals, sentiments, powerful cognitions associated with Devi Parashakti Meenakshi from tomorrow. So now let's enter into the today's satsang. Paramashiva's direct message from Kailasa. Stop the Hindu Holocaust. I'll describe to all the Hindus all over the world the patterns with which the Hindu-phobic, anti-Hindu terrorists, anti-Hindu criminals, how they operate and destroy Hinduism all over the world in multi-level. I will present the patterns with which how they function, the cunning strategies they adopt. First of all, narrative of the society. See, any society, how it narrates about itself to itself and how it narrates itself to the world. This narration is usually done by mainstream media cult and entertainment, cinema and TV cult, cinema and television cult. I'll call the whole thing by one word: entertainment cult. First, the anti-Hindu elements heavily fund, pump money and take over these two cult, mass media cult and entertainment cult. Understand? In India, both the cult, more than 99% is already in the hands of anti-Hindu gang, anti-Hindu terrorists. You need to know that very clearly. Hindus need to wake up. Hindus need to wake up to the truth. Whole India, both mass media cult and entertainment cult, both are more than 99.9%, I can say almost 99%, is in the hands of anti-Hindu terrorists. People who are out to eliminate Hinduism absolutely. And please understand, they are working on developing this narrative, grand narrative, that everything about Hinduism is life negative, antisocial, need to be eliminated as early as possible. This narrative is getting built last 50 years, especially after independence. The mass media cult and entertainment cult, both heavily funded by anti-Hindu terrorists. Please understand. You can see in every level entertainment cult directly, indirectly, subtly brainwashing everything related to Hinduism. I tell you. Using mass media cult to influence and control people, a strategy used extensively by all aggressive civilization. Please understand. I wanted to remind all the Hindus once more. In some religions, if you get over inspired, if you take that religion very seriously, you become missionary and start converting others, and you literally become missionary militant. You do everything for the sake of conversion. In some religion, if you take that religion seriously, get over-inspired, enthusiastic, you become terrorist, militant, and start killing people who are not ready to convert to your religion. The militant missionaries. Some religions make you missionary militant. Some religions make you militant missionaries. In Hinduism, if you take Hinduism seriously, if you are over-inspired, over-enthusiastic, excited about Hinduism, you become sadhu, monk, sannyasi, and start meditating. You go to Himalayas and work on your enlightenment. Missionary militants and militant missionaries both ganged up on Hinduism. But so cunningly they are doing it. Still, even sincere Hindus have not woken up to the reality and truth. They are getting destroyed all over the world, not just in India, all over the world. In India itself you are getting destroyed. Then what about Pakistan, Bangladesh, or any other country? The only country you had as Hindu country in Nepal, Hindus lost Nepal also. It has become secular. Using mass media to influence and control people is a strategy used extensively by aggressive civilizations to subdue indigenous, simple, innocent traditions, to eliminate innocent, simple spiritual traditions. Hinduism is basically indigenous, innocent, simple spiritual tradition. These aggressive civilizations, once they succeeded in ending democracy, and slowly they bring dictatorship and eliminate completely the other religion. It's a very elaborate, strategic, extremely violent and cunning. If you Hindus don't read the history and wake up, history is going to repeat itself. Don't be in the false idea oh, Hinduism is Sanatana, eternal, it is not going to be destroyed. Fools. Just see, in last 500 years, the lands you lost. 1000 years before, you had 56 nations where Hinduism was a state religion. Then slowly, you started losing the land. Now you don't have any land, any nation. I can say you have one nation, Kailasa, Hindu nation, but it is borderless. Cosmic nation. Kailasa has embassy. Few countries have signed a diplomatic treaty, diplomatic relationship and treaty to have embassy. Kailasa is more a nation created to keep this Hindu grand narrative alive. So please understand how you lost the land, and don't think just because still some Hindu temples are running and people are going to the temples and coming, the Hinduism is alive. Be very clear. If you just even read the history 100 years before, the number of people, percentage getting initiated into Hinduism and studying Hinduism, either in Veda Padashala or Saiva Siddhantam or Vedantam or Smarta or Gaudiya Vaishnava, any one sampradaya of Hinduism, how many people used to take up Hindu studies 100 years before? See the percentage and see the percentage now. Without any doubt, I can say, now people who take up studying Hinduism full time is practically negligible. Zero point 0.00000, maybe one in the last. Just few sadhus and few people in Hindu gurukuls, that's it. People studying full-time Hinduism is almost killed, eliminated, destroyed. I met another one, religious leader, a top person in Brazil. When I traveled to Brazil, it happened few years before, maybe 10 years before. Top person of that country, a different religion. So we were having conversation. He was very friendly. After 10 minutes of conversation, he suddenly revealed that he is from Tamil Nadu and Tirunelveli district. He started talking in Tamil, and I was very happy to know that he is from Tamil Nadu. And he told me he reads my articles in magazines. In those days, I used to write in Tamil magazines articles. And then the conversation became very friendly and very cordial. And 3-4 times he came to meet me. He's a very top person in his religion and hierarchy level. He's the topmost in the hierarchy in his religion in that country. So, casually I was talking, and he was also telling about what the activities they do, everything. And I said that I have a training center for monks and around 100 monks are studying in India, and every year I am expecting to graduate 100 people into monks and nuns. He said, Swamiji, I have a training center in Mumbai. I have 12 units only in Mumbai. Each unit has 3,000 people. Every year, around 30 to 35,000 youth graduate as nuns and monks and preachers from my unit, Swamiji. Whole India, after thoroughly studying various sampradayas, Ramakrishna Mission and Chinmaya Mission and Bhagavan Swaminarayan's BAPS Sanstha and ISKCON and various sannyas sampradayas, I am telling you, none of us have Sannyas Training Institute where thousands graduate every year. Yes, all of us have Sannyas Training Institute, no doubt. Hundreds maybe. Never 4-digit number. None of us have 4-digit number graduating every year. The amount of hatred, hate speech done on Hindu sannyasis, Hindu monks, Brahmins, the Hindu lifestyle after independence in India by mass media cult and entertainment cult has taken away the confidence of Hindus on Hinduism and studying Hinduism full time for living, practicing and preaching. Understand? The Neo-Hindus, last 2 generations, Neo-Hindus, they even developed a strong hatred on the whole Guru Parampara. That is the greatest achievement of the mass media cult, entertainment industry cult. One of the biggest milestones they reached in eliminating Hinduism. The Neo-Hindus, the anti-Guru Neo-Hindus are as dangerous to Hinduism as anti-Hindu elements, because the Brahmin hatred and Guru hatred is enough to eliminate whole Hinduism. The mass media cult and entertainment industry cult is successful, making 80% of the Hindus hate Brahmins and Gurus by creating a strong hate speech campaign, persistent hate speech campaign for last 50 years. And building a powerful negative grand narrative about Brahmins and Gurus. Everything related to Brahmins and everything related to Gurus is literally destroyed. The amount of hate speech. I tell you, the Hindu Varnashrama Dharma is the most beautiful science developed for a best stable society. At some time, the most life positive visionaries of the world, if they gather and sit and do research for 100 years, I tell you, the corona is destroying the old world order. Within next 3 years, the new world order is going to evolve. I hope the life positive, pro-life visionaries are going to gather, think and develop pro-life vision, life positive vision for humanity, and that vision will be simply Varnashrama Dharma of Manu translated in modern language. I guarantee the rishis and smritikaras, Dharma Shastra, Dharma Sutra, adhikaris, authors of Hinduism are the most life positive, pro-life. Even in administering law and maintaining the social order and protecting the women and children, protecting vulnerable people of the society in every level, the kind of the life positivity the rishis of the Vedic tradition, visionaries of the Vedic tradition, smritikaras of Hinduism. When I started studying the original verses without Max Muller's interpretation and distortion, I just fell for Paramashiva, the greatest visionary humanity ever has seen. I tell you guys, every principle is so life positive. I really beg Hindus, please read your original scriptures. Svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate magato bayat. Even if you start reading, studying, internalizing, practicing little bit, svalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bayat. Even if you practice, study little bit, so much of life negativity will be removed from your life. Just few books, 108 Upanishads. Hardly it is 3 volumes. Motilal Banarsidas has published. Don't ever read Max Muller or Max Mullerian's translation. Read some Hindu sadhus practicing Hindu's translation. Simple translation of practicing Hindus. And simple Manusmriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, Parashara Smriti, Dharma Sutras. All just 1 volume, 2 volume books have become available now. You don't need to study voluminous works. And it's all available now in the internet. Even if you analyze, study a little bit, you will just fall in love with the life positivity of Hindu visionaries. You will understand Hindu Puranas are cosmic history. Not just, it is not mythology. You have been lied and brainwashed by mass media cult and entertainment cult in India and all over the world. The Hindu phobia is so strong. Even in the literature, the education circle, you will be surprised. Not even 1% of Hinduism chairs in universities all over the world is occupied by practicing Hindu. Not even 1% of Hinduism chairs all over the world is occupied by practicing Hindus. See the pathetic condition of Hinduism. Because Hindus have literally stopped studying Hinduism after independence. You guys have decided that IT job is the moksha, ultimate purpose. Yes. Move to US, IT job, home with a swimming pool, home with swimming pool and one wife, 2 cars, 2 kids. Great. Fools, you are losing your next generation. Criminals are those Hindus who are losing their next generation, who are not able to make your next generation practicing Hindu. You will incur the sin of destroying Hinduism. I beg you, give birth to 5 kids. You have enough money to bring them up. At least all the Hindus outside India. You all see, NRIs, I should say, Hindus outside India is the richest ethnic community. Whether in USA or in Europe, Hindus in USA, Hindus in Europe are the richest ethnic community. Richest ethnic minorities. You are all capable enough, wealthy enough, give birth to 5 kids. You bring up 2 to keep with you and to take care of you in your old age. Give to Kailasa, to Gurukul, to Hindu Gurukul, to keep Hinduism alive. Bring them up till the age of 7. Send them to Kailasa for Gurukul. Don't try to advise me. Why don't you take all the orphan kids and bring them up, Swamiji? That is not that easy in India. Orphan kids are the right of other religions. A Hindu organization or a Hindu Gurukul cannot bring up the orphan kids that easily. And first of all, in India, you cannot run Gurukul. You cannot run Hindu religious education institutions. It's illegal. I have to struggle so much and wage so many legal battles to keep my Gurukul alive along with regular Macaulay's education. I cannot run just a Gurukul without Macaulay's education. It's law in India. Fortunately now, I've got a place where I can run Hindu Gurukul as per Hinduism. I have a religious freedom. I am starting a Gurukul completely as per Hinduism. We will be teaching English language and modern day science, maths, all of it. But the Hinduism will be the main subject. And the whole Gurukul will run as per Hindu principles. And I cannot run with this kind of a syllabus and system in India. It is illegitimate. It is illegal. Just to run the Gurukul only, I have to create this Kailasa. Get a land outside India. Fortunately, we got it. I beg all the NRIs, all the Hindu diaspora outside India, you are all rich enough to bring up 5 kids. Give birth to 5. Keep 2 for yourself to bring up, and they will get married and live in the society and take care of you in your old age. Give to Kailasas Gurukul. I'll bring them up the way you will feel pride about them. Teaching them all the Hindu enlightenment sciences. And I commit with you, I will never forcibly make them sannyasis. I will never forcibly make them monks. If they want to get married, I will give them the complete option. I will bring them up as best Hindu enlightened beings with the knowledge and experience and expertise of power manifestation, science, and all the best things Hinduism has given to the world. And they will be the spiritual fulfillment of humanity. They will be the guiding force of humanity. 28 million of Hindus are living outside India. 28 million means 2.8 crore. If you all decide to give 2 kids to Kailasa, to keep the Hinduism alive, I'll have millions of kids, and I commit with you guys, I'll give the best to the world. I'll give the best to the world. I'll make enlightenment as easily available to you as Anazin, Metazin, paracetamol. I'll make third eye more common than both the eyes. I'll make power manifestation as easily available to you as smartphone. I'll make Jnanapalam more cheap and easily accessible to you than Apple products. Hindus studying full-time Hinduism. Any one branch, you can take up Veda or Agama or Purana or Smriti. I know how the Saivavelalar families used to take up studying Saiva Siddhanta full-time. At least one person from family will be there, full-time studying Saiva Siddhanta. Either he will be sannyasi, tambiran, in some adhinam, or a grihastha, preacher, vidwan, pracharaka. But one person from a family will be dedicated to Saiva Siddhanta. But in the modern day, most of the Saiva Velalars do not even know the definition of Saiva Siddhanta. Temples used to be there. Greatest, not just worship altar or connecting with the divine, gods and goddesses of Kailasa, it used to be the largest, best hospitals, largest, best art flourishing centers. Whether dance, music, painting, sculpting, all the best things, and psychological healing centers. All the best things of the life used to flourish from temples. Otherwise, why will our great rishis and great kings, our ancestors, the most intelligent people, will build such large temples? I tell you, Tanjore temple, Tanjavur Brigadishwara temple is still the record unbroken. Unbroken record for last 1,000 years. Nobody is able to break that record. Even to visualize and comprehend that, it took 10 years for me. Still, I have not completely made the master plan. I had the desire that I should build a temple little bigger than that. I am only in the stage of conceptualizing and visualization. It took 10 years for me. With all the latter, this modern day 3D hologram techniques, methods, I am using computers where I can just imagine, visualize, see anything in 3D. Even with all this modern day technology, it takes 10 years for me to grasp how Rajarajan would have built, but he built the whole temple within 6 years. To study and grasp and understand the science, it is taking 10 years for me now. And still I have not yet completely finished it. The hate speech, entertainment cult, the poison it vomits on Hindus and Hindu principles. Actually, last 2 generations, even Hindus have started feeling so much hatred towards Hindu principles and Hindu lifestyle. Hindus have started feeling there is something seriously wrong with the Varnashrama Dharma system due to this false narrative. Do you understand? Understand this one simple story. A small kid goes to Guru and asks the Guru, please admit me into the Gurukul. And Guru asks, which community, which Varna you are from, not caste. Understand? Which Varna. There is a big difference between community and caste. Big difference between Varna and Jati. Which community you are from, which ecosystem you are from. He says, I do not know my father's name. The Guru says, please go and ask your mother and come back. He goes to his mother and mother says, I do not know the name of your father. Who fathered you? The boy comes back to the Guru and tells, my mother says, she do not know who fathered me. And Guru's eyes as bliss tears, and he says, hey, you are speaking the truth. You are a Brahmana Varna. Please join the Brahmana Varna class. This story has multi-layer meaning. Means based on the karma, the guna, the community was divided. Based on the birth, jati was decided. And there were multiple jatis in one community, in one varna, multiple jatis existed. For example, the Brahmana Varna, Kshatriya Varna, Vaishya Varna, Shudra Varna had multiple jatis inside. The Brahmana Varna had multiple jatis inside. For example, in the modern day, in India, how this forward community seal is given and the whole Brahmana Varna is denied all the resources of the nation. The whole forward community, all the communities classified as a forward community, we can take it as Brahmana Varna. Understand this very important thing. Brahmana Varna is not just one Brahmana Jati. Multiple Jatis were part of that Varna. So Varna is different, Jati is different. There were many people who were doing the job of the Brahmin of teaching. The knowledge were added as part of the Brahmana Varna. Brahmana Jati might have predominantly done the job, but Brahmana Varna is not Brahmana Jati alone. British studied all this very subtly and created absolute false narrative and made us believe They are false narrative about us by constantly teaching the false narrative to us. Understand? Vaishya Varna is different and Vaishya Jatis are different. Jatis are usually from birth. Varnas are usually based on karma. Multiple Jatis unite and become one Varna. Same way, the Ashrama Dharma. I tell you, even Hindus do not study fully, and of course, unfortunately, this mass media cult and entertainment cult, so much of misinformation. Misinformation is not because of the ignorance, very cunningly, strategically developed misinformation, hatred, poison, vomited on Hindu Varnashrama Dharma. I will set a model Varnashrama Dharma in Kailasa and show to the whole world this is the best social structure. It is such beautiful system where the responsibilism is encouraged. The way you take responsibility for your life and others' life. Decides your Varna and Ashrama. Jati is more to support you to specialize in some field. See, Hindu society was based on specialization. A Brahmin specializes in that knowledge. So yes, all the updated understandings and specialization in that field. He specializes everything related to past and updated current understandings and knowledge and new research and discoveries in the field of teaching. So naturally, anyone goes to him, gets the best in that field. Same way the Vaishyas, Kshatriyas. So the family by birth gives you specialization due to the ecosystem prevalent in the house and workplace. And then you can choose your Varna. Understand? Brahmins were also working, Kshatriyas were also studying, Shudras were also teaching. It's all absolutely interdependent. An amazing resource distribution. Only these four are resources: land, knowledge, wealth, weapons of a society. So, wealth was vested with one Varna, knowledge was vested with one Varna, land was vested with one Varna, weapons and power was vested with one Varna, and all of them are interdependent. If you study the original Dharma Sutras and Dharma Shastras, Smritis, you will understand what a visionaries, a God. I just go gaga all over. the way the Manu and other great visionaries describe their ability to penetrate into the human consciousness and the way human tendencies and the way human beings exist. And it is time, O Hindus, especially the NRIs who have seen enough life, wealth, fulfilled in all your basic needs. It is time you guys wake up to the reality. We need to keep Hinduism alive if we want the humanity alive. Death of Hinduism is death of humanity. Hinduism needs to be kept alive, and Hinduism has really so much to contribute to the world in every field. Hinduism needs to be kept alive for humanity to be alive. Hinduism has a purpose. It should neither be diluted nor destroyed. Everything about Hinduism should be made legitimate. The Hindu judiciary, Hindu administration, Hindu economic principles, Hindu constitution, Hindu medicine, Hindu physics, Hindu astrology, Hindu astronomy, Hindu methodology of measuring time, Hindu chemistry, Hindu alchemistry, Hindu biology, Hindu sexology, Hindu sociology, everything should become legitimate. Kailasa is revived to keep this Hindu grand narrative legitimate, Hinduism legitimate. I request all Hindus humbly. I am not asking you your wealth. I am not asking you your hard-earned money. I am asking you, give birth to 2 more kids than your need. If you want to take care of you in your old age, give birth to 5. Give 2 to Kailasa to bring up in Gurukul, Hindu Gurukul. You have to, you give 2 to the Gurukul. Let one study to become professors in Hindu universities, where he will be Grihastha, but making money, making livelihood by working for Hinduism and Hinduism related activities. Understand? I am only asking you, give me kids. We need to revive Hinduism. I am not interested in the overnight organizations, this modern day art of jinging, art of dunging, art of bunging, jing yoga, jung yoga, bung yoga. The overnight popular theology light. Ooh, laugh, love, little jing, jung, dance. No. I am interested in reviving the authentic, ancient, most authentic Hindu enlightened civilization. I am interested in building stone temples, which may take my whole life, but which will be there till the sun and the moon is alive. Sun and the moon is alive. Understand? I am not interested in building something today and enjoying my life and packing off. No. I am interested in building something which may take my whole life, but which will be there till the life of planet Earth, the humanity, till the life of humanity. If I am interested in enjoying my life, long before I would have settled in one place. I am after all now 42. I would have planned and strategized just to go with this theology light, go along with the flow, just to teach some jing jing, jung jung, little yoga, little meditation. Oh, you can chant anything you want. All gods are one and the same. All religion one and the same. Oh, nothing is wrong. Yeah, it's okay. Come on. And just sing little and dance little and be happy. And I could have done that drama easily and had huge wealth and followers and great name by the secular liberal media, would have promoted me and celebrated me all over the world as the peace ambassador, and even would have recommended my name for Nobel Prize. Yoga is secular, yoga does not have a religion. If all these ideas I also peddle and market, and spirituality does not require religion, all these ideas, if I am also peddling, I would have been celebrated by the Indian secular liberal media cult. I am not interested in that. I will be integrated, absolutely integrated to my gurus, Guru Parampara. Yoga as religion, it is from Paramashiva, Veda, Agamas, rooted in Hinduism. The fruits of yoga is for the whole world, but the whole world should know yoga is rooted in Hinduism, yoga as religion. I am telling you, Ayurveda as religion. There are many Ayurvedic medicines will not work for you unless you have the powerful cognitions of Hinduism. I am telling you, it is true. Somebody who believes the Hindu principles and somebody who does not believe the Hindu principles, for both give the Ayurvedic medicines and see, you will understand what I am saying. The person who believes Hindu principles, he will absolutely recover using Ayurvedic medicines. Ayurvedic medicines will work miracles on him. Because when you believe the Hindu principles, your brain as its subtle grooves fully awakened. And those Ayurvedic medicines work on that part of your system which gives command to your body to heal itself. So whether yoga or Ayurveda, rooted in Hinduism, yoga as religion, Ayurveda as religion, Don't call Ayurveda Indian medicine. Call Ayurveda Hindu medicine. If Ayurveda works same way for a person who has Hindu belief system and secular belief system, you can call that as an Indian medicine. I don't have a problem. But Ayurveda is fundamentally Hindu medicine. It works 100 times more intensely for a person who carries the Hindu cognitions and belief systems. Be very clear. I am talking about the fundamentals of Hinduism. And I am serious and responsible for what I am talking. The amount of damage done to Hinduism, even the modern day Hindus are not aware. You will be surprised, the neo-Hindus are as much anti-Guru and anti-Brahmins as anti-Hindus. They are not understanding Gurus and Brahmins are the roots of Hinduism. If you eliminate these two, Hinduism will be gone. They think the neo-Hindutva people, the neo-Hindus, they really believe they can keep Hinduism alive by eliminating Gurus and Brahmins. Fools don't understand. Gurus and Brahmins kept the Hinduism alive. Archavatara and Nijavataras kept Hinduism alive. Brahmins worshipping, keeping the Archavatara tradition, Gurus keeping the Nijavatara tradition, kept Hinduism alive. Unique two principles of Hinduism is God descends in the form of deity in a specific place. Hindu temples are living place of living abodes of gods and goddesses, not just worship altars, theology training centers, education organizations alone, or it is not just prayer altars alone. It is living abode of gods and goddesses. That is why once a Hindu temple, the prana pratishtha is done, consecration is done, you can't move it, you can't sell it. The Hindu temple land loses real estate value. It doesn't belong to any more planet Earth or planet Earth's real estate market. There is no real estate value for Hindu temple. The second important principle of Hinduism is Daivam Manushya Rupena. God lands in human body and manifests himself using human being and human identity. The neo-Hindutva people, neo-Hindus, does not believe in both principles, neither in Archavatara nor in Nijavatara. That is where the whole problem starts. They are brainwashed so much by the media cult and entertainment cult. Even the neo-Hindus don't believe. They are as much as anti-Guru and anti-Brahmins as the anti-Hindu elements. Deadly combination of missionary militants and militant missionaries and neo-Hindus ganged up is literally eliminating Hinduism from India. It's unfortunate, but the reality. I want international Hindu diaspora to wake up to this reality. Hindu diaspora need to wake up to this reality. The Hindu diaspora knows Hindus are minority. Still in India, Hindus are brainwashed that they are majority. Fools. Now the whole world is a global country. There's no such thing as individual country, especially after the advent of the internet and social media. We are all living in the internet. The world's largest city is internet. At any given time, 2 billion people are living there. We are all citizens of internet. We should call ourselves as netizens. In net, Hindus are minority. Wake up to the truth. Internationally, Hindus are minority. And in India, media allows, in the field of media, FDI is allowed. The deadly nexus of NGOs and media. Literally makes Hindus minority. Understand? Foreign direct investments and NGOs. Through that, the international majority religions pump in money, and even though Hindus are majority in India, they are not that organized. Indian Hindus, if you think you are a majority, you are a fool. You are deluded. Internationally, you are minority. Inside India also, you are minority. Anyone who has studied the whole international ecosystems will wake up to this truth. NRIs, the Hindu diaspora settled all over the world, knows Hindus are minority. So you can wake up to whatever I am saying easily. Please wake up. We Hindus are soft, non-violent, sweet people. Because of that, we are being destroyed brutally left and right, everywhere. Extremely cunning way. It is time. I am ready, and I am already sacrificing my life, doing tyaga, sarva parityaga, for this cause of reviving ancient Hindu enlightened civilization, Kailasa. And I beg all the Hindus outside India, Hindu diaspora all over the world, give me 2 kids from each family. It is time we start building next generation Hindus who understand the Hinduism authentically, originally, and revive, bring legitimacy to Hinduism in every field. all the Hindu diaspora, Hindus settled all over the world. It is time to wake up from the illusion and delusion. It is time to choose enlightenment pill. Stop living in delusion and illusion, not realizing it is the matrix. Wake up and choose enlightenment. I am not asking your money, I am not asking your luxuries, I am not asking your comforts. Actually, I am asking your kids. It is going to be more work for me. If I am working now 20 hours a day with more Gurukul Balasans, I will have to be working 24 hours a day, 24/7 a day. I am only asking more work and more responsibility. That's all. It's time to choose enlightenment pill. Stop the Hindu Holocaust and revive Kailasa, the most ancient, enlightened Hindu civilization. With this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhatvaita Saivam. Living and radiating the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness and Kailasa of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham. Om Nityananda Paramashivoham. Nityananda, the eternal bliss. Nityananda. Thank you. Be blissful.